Hey guys, Modsy here. And today I thought I'd do just a bit of a casual gameplay video for you guys and just sort of see, I'm kind of interested to see how well the Geforce 3 Ti 500 can run the Doom 3 game and the engine itself. And of course, Doom 3, the engine was developed at least in the early stages on a Geforce 3 when that card came out. So I thought, well, okay, what is it actually like? The final version of Doom 3, let's say, the version that you can get on Steam. Of course, not BFG updated version. This is the original Doom 3. We're running it at 1024 by 768, which is a pretty decent resolution for this card to handle in this game. Now, the settings-wise, of course, this isn't the most powerful video card, so we are limited to running it on the lowest quality setting, unfortunately, because this game is designed to be handled on a GeForce 6, believe it or not. So something like a 6600 GT at minimum, ideally for like higher settings, and then if you want to run it up on Ultra, you definitely need something like a 6800 Ultra or even a 9800 XT from Radeon as well, something around that era, or even a X800 card as well. Now, of course, you can play this game on an FX series card as well, like a GeForce FX, or something like even a GeForce 4 you kind of can, but even then, you know, you're not going to get much more performance than what a GeForce 3 is. So, now I do have these two settings turned off. I do have high quality effects and shadows turned off because they cause a lot of issues lag-wise, but I do have specular and bump mapping turned on, and I might play with these depending on how we go. So I may need to quit in and out of the game every now and then just to double check to see how things are running. I haven't done an extensive amount of testing at all with the game. So I'm going to be a recruit because I'm going to be talking a little bit, and it's probably going to be a bit distracting to try and play the game and talk at the same time because I'm I'm not very good at doing that. So yeah. But there'll be pauses where I just don't end up talking and I'm just sort of shooting stuff and playing the game a little bit. I'm not very good at doing running commentary, just continuously talking, so yeah, there may be a little bit of dead air in the way, but hopefully the game makes up for that a little bit.
The Union Aerospace Corporation is the largest corporate entity in existence.
Do we really need to sit through all of this? I don't think so. Everyone's seen it.
Incoming transport detected.
Incoming transport, blah 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 blah. Again, don't really need to see that. And here we go. So, alright, initial frame rate, we're getting about 20 to 30, give or take. That's definitely playable at least. It feels smooth to use, at the very least. Now I know the capture is going to try to capture up to 60 FPS, so at least you should be able to see the same smoothness as I am as well, hopefully. Right, there's something really interesting over here. Let's just delete, delete, and delete, and then let's just look at view at this one. Classified, 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 okay. And delete. Nope, okay. Can't delete.
Welcome to Mars, Marine.
You'd think after quite a lot of time, like 15 years, that guy out there would have gotten out of there already.
Okay, let me get this started.
Anyway. So this is not too bad. Image quality, you can tell, is a little bit lacking, but of course this Ti 500 that I've got is only the 64 meg version. It's not the 128 meg version, so you definitely need to run this on the low quality settings, which is sort of designed for 64 meg cards.
Welcome to Mars City.
Welcome to Mars City. Let's go this way.
Welcome to Mars. First time? You can just leave your bag there. I'll have it sent up your quarters. Okay, there's a few things we need to take care of first. This is your personal data assistant. You'll need this to access all secure areas. If you get clearance for any security zones, it'll download directly. It's important, so don't lose it. I see here that Sergeant Kelly has requested your immediate attention. head directly to Marine Command. It's just that way. Follow the signs.
PDA. Okay, thank you. Have we ever wondered what was actually in his bag?
You better move along. It looks like you've got some important things to do.
Cool. Video disc.
Mars City is a smoke-free facility. Please smoke only in designated areas. Thank you for your cooperation.
So, I mean, I must admit, even though this is obviously not the best of quality, the game is running quite nicely.
Oh, really? Do I need to remind you of the groundbreaking work that we're doing here?
No. But I've been authorized by the board to look at everything.
The board authorized you? The board doesn't know the first thing about science. All they want is something to make them more money, some product. Don't worry, they'll get their product.
After how many accidents? Tell me, Dr. Betruger, why are so many workers spooked, complaining, requesting
Let's just skip that. That's just boring. But yeah, I mean, the fact that we are able to play it with some of those specular and bump mapping like settings turned on, it actually looks rather nice. You know, given the card. Kitchen.
Weird. The UAC must be worried about something.
Attention.
Marine Command.
Dr. Braddock, please report to Environment Management Office 4
Report to Sergeant
Alpha.
Kelly ASAP. He's in Command HQ.
This is Delta Science Management. I'd like to request another security. Thank you.
Took your sweet time, Marine? Now, here's the situation. Another member of the science team's gone missing. Since you're the ranking FNG, you get to find him. I want you to check out the old decommissioned comm facility. We heard he might be heading that way. The only way there is through the service passage under Mars City. I programmed this sentry to guide you to the maintenance elevator. I hope you follow the sentry better than you followed orders so far. You can pick up some gear at the security checkpoint at the bottom of the elevator. Oh, and when you find him, just bring him back. Do not hurt him. Now move out.
Fair enough. Nothing interesting. It's been a while since I played this game. There's a few bits and pieces sitting around levels every now and then.
Attention UAC personnel. Interested in earning more credits? Volunteer at Delta Labs today. See your service branch director for more details.
Like, the lighting still looks really nice. Yeah, I'm coming.
The UAC cares about the quality of life of its employees. Please take advantage of our quality medical care services.
Alright, the codes. I can never remember what they are. I have actually got a file with them written down somewhere, but anyway. Mars City. So the rest of the system that this is running on is my Pentium 4 Northwood. So the rest of the system is a little bit overkill for this game in a way, but it means that I can alleviate any other bottlenecks other than the video card itself. So the CPU is running at 3.5 gigahertz, I think, at the moment. So it's normally a 3.4 gigahertz Pentium 4 with hyperthreading. However, I've got it clocked at 3.5.
Most unexciting place on Mars.
There's also 2 gig of OCZ DDR1 running at 406 megahertz because of the frontside bus increase.
MarsSec radio check.
Of course,
Excellent. Good signal.
That was always one of those things with this game as well. If you had a low-end system back in the day and you're playing this game, of course it's a very dark game and there are areas where you need to use the flashlight, but of course if you use the flashlight you end up having a massive dip in frame rate. So it was kind of a trade-off of trying to deal with monsters in the dark and not being able to use your flashlight because your frame rate goes too low, or using the flashlight and just having a horrible time trying to fight enemies with low frame rate.
Hey, you're looking for the scientist, right? I'm not sure you want to find him. You see, never mind.
Really? Alright. There we go. Oh, come on, get out.
Listen, Scotty, I've done this a million times. It's not that hard.
Why don't you crawl your fat ass down here and do it yourself?
Because I'm getting paid to make sure you do it.
Lol.
Just finish the coupling so we can continue.
Another locker. Oh, in fact, this one probably has the code in the PDA.
This is Grant Baston, the Environmental Services Supervisor. Date is October 19th. I've been hearing an alarming number of reports on some, unexplainable things. Being on another planet and working underground has always been a little spooky, so we always have the occasional report of strange things. But what is worrying me is the fact that the number of these reports are up by a lot. People are truly frightened. The rumors we're hearing about experiments from the Delta Complex are not helping. The power fluctuations aren't helping at all either. Having the lights flicker constantly and losing power for several minutes at a time is scaring everyone down here. I'm doing my best to keep people on track, but we're continually short-handed. Someone's reporting in sick almost every day. I'll keep my director apprised of the situation, and will continue to log reports as I get them.
There we go. I probably should have remembered that it was in the email, not in the voice. So it was a little bit laggy there with all of these effects, but I mean, that's kind of to be expected.
Maintenance guys not keep any of these machines running?
Yep, there goes the lights.
Hey, you're that new guy headed for the old comm center, right? You'd better hustle up, pal. This passage doesn't go all the way there. You'll have a quick walk outside to the center's airlock. Nah, don't sweat it. Your suit's got plenty of oxygen.
Here's an interesting thing. I wonder if this card can actually run Quake 4. Obviously, given that this is the same engine. It's obviously a little bit more updated for Quake 4, of course.
Double time it down there. Search your assigned area and haul your ass back to Mars City. Out.
Right. Always looking in the wrong way in the elevator.
Huh? No, no, please. You must let me get this communication out. They have to be warned while there is still time. I can't let... You don't know what I've seen. You can't possibly understand or comprehend.
The devil. It's real. I know. I built his cage.
I'm getting abnormal readings here. This is bad. Oh, God! I can't hold these levels. We're losing it! Help! All over the base.
I like how you beat them with a torch and they just disintegrate.
An unknown enemy force. Fall back to Marine HQ to regroup. I say again, fall back to Marine HQ and await further orders. Squad leaders, give sit rep. Over.
Command HQ, this is Bravo team. We've got 1 Marine down, 2 wounded. Command HQ, this is Fire Team 4. We are pinned down now. Command HQ, this is Fire Team 2. Main power systems down at sub-level. Backup and life support systems only. We've got lots of civilian casualties. It's a mess. Command HQ, attempting to secure the area.
All units, this is Command HQ. Report to...
Oh, they can soak up so many bullets. Oh my god. Hit him. There we go. I could never work out how to properly get up there. But you can't really jump. Anywhere, I'm not too sure. Anyway.
Oh, thank you. I'm getting out of here.
Good, go for it. Oh my god. Swing and a miss much. But yeah, what do you guys think? Should I do more of these videos? Running like a game that was... Oh, there we go. Running a game and a video card that was sort of matched together back in history. I'm going to be probably... I've got to... Finally, speaking of Geforce 3, when I did the Geforce 3 history video, I mentioned that one of the video cards that I was looking to do another history video on was the Radeon 9700 Pro, but I was trying to buy one because they are rather hard to find. Well, after several failed attempts, in fact 4 failed attempts to buy one that was working, I have very recently purchased a 5th one and have high hopes for it that it is actually in working condition. So, very soon I will be taking a look at the Radeon 9700 Pro. Get out of here. Not a big fan of shotguns that just disintegrate the enemy like that. I much rather like the bigger like knockback effects. I'm not going to go through there. Didn't give up much of a fight, or put up much of a fight, sorry. Oh, bastard. It's wacky in the crutch. I can see why they had to make the enemies disintegrate, because if you get a level that has a lot of enemies in it, you're going to end up with a lot of corpses laying around, and that adds to your rendering budget. Of course, if you know what I mean by that, obviously it's going to very severely impact your frame rate when you have a lot more stuff continuously having to be rendered on screen. So, why did he hit me? Bastard! Go away. Get out of it. So they were forced to use some kind of method of disintegrating, getting rid of enemies and corpses off screen so that they could keep a consistent frame rate, especially on levels that have a lot of enemies on them. I used to always hate that door with that guy jumping out at you. That guy's already... Oh, right.
All units, this is Sergeant Kelly. We don't know what we're up against. Repeat, we have negative ID on the assailant.
Gladly. There you go. You have been helped.
We don't have a clear path back to the stock up on ammo, establish a stronghold, keep them at bay.
Did you notice that? Alright, okay, good. Settle down. The smoke effect that hit my face was a square. I'm trying to see if it'll do it again. Guess not. Whoa! Why does his shotgun knock me back? Alright. Thank you for just running into the muzzle of my shotgun.
All units, this is Sergeant Kelly. Fall back to Marine HQ and await further orders.
Wish there was a way to open that. So I'll go for about another 5 minutes or so. But yeah, I mean, this game's quite playable at with this video card. I mean, you can probably turn off bump map and specular map and probably even drop it down to like 800 by 600, and you might add maybe 10 FPS. Oh, wow, that was a bit laggy loading in there. So you might gain like 10 FPS if you drop some of those settings down, but then you're kind of losing the nice look of the game a little bit. And I'm a fan of there we go. I'm a fan of playing single player games, especially ones that are slow, a little bit slower paced than. There's a hint, by the way. If you want to get NPCs to shut up that you can kill, obviously when you look at them the gun goes away and you can't shoot them, but if you shoot quickly and flick, you can actually shoot them before the gun goes away, so it just shuts them up a little bit. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, I'm a fan of playing games like this with their as much of their entire in designed effects or intended effects as possible, because if you're running a spooky game like this and you've got to turn off all of the visual effects just to get like 60 FPS or something, it kind of detracts from the look and the feel of the game. Especially Doom 3 here, where it's like when you turn off all the shadows and you turn off all of the visual effects, the lighting gets a little bit brighter, the whole thing brightens up, and the game just doesn't quite look the same. Hello. Finally, managed to pick up a better gun.
Command HQ, this is Specialist Wilson. My team is gone. They're all dead. I'm running blind here. What are my orders? Over.
Specialist Wilson, this is Sergeant Kelly. Stay sharp. Look for your last known RP and fortify your position. You'll find it.
I think that's the one thing I don't like about this game. Is when you get shot, that jarring knockback effect, especially with the pistol and the shotgun that you get. It's not all that nice. Really? Come on, how did I not hit you? Oh, you bastard, come on. Fine. Wow, did he turn to a skeleton then back into clothes again? That was a bit weird. Yeah, like that jarring knockback effect is... I really dislike it. I think that's probably one of the few things I don't like about this game. There we go. Beep beep. Right. Well, I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. As you can see, the game does run up to the frame cap in some places, in small areas, 60 FPS, but in others, of course, it does dip down into the teens when you've got a big open area with some enemies and a lot of AI. I believe this game does actually handle something like an XP 3200 Plus just as well as it handles a high-end Pentium 4 as well. So if you do happen to be running an Athlon system, you usually get pretty good CPU performance as well. But this game seems to handle... I'm completely lost, by the way. This game seems to handle a hyper-threaded CPU really nicely as well. So, yeah. But I'm kind of happy. I'm happy that the Geforce 3 is actually able to play the end result of what it was used to help develop. Definitely happy, of course. It'd be nice to see what it'd be nice to see something. I kind of wish in a way that there was like a dual chip Geforce 3. Bit of a crazy idea, but would have been nice to see something like a dual chip Geforce 3 that could run this game at some higher settings or something. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. This has been Doom 3, running on a Geforce 3 Ti 500. Catch you in the next one. Bye for now.